Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to another video. I am Navy and today I am going to read 3 stories from the subreddit r/midsole. These stories include a wife that doesn't want her husband to see the baby and a father that just found out his daughter is not his. I hope you had a good day till now and if not that it will be. And I hope one more thing, that you remembered to like, subscribe and comment on what I should post next. And now let's not waste any more time and get right into it. First title being, am I the asshole for not showing our son to my husband after birth because he left me when I was pregnant? I am 34F. My husband's 36M job requires him to stay away from home for weeks, even months because of traveling. I had found out I was pregnant when he was away for a month already. I thought he would be very happy. We were trying for a baby and he has always wanted to be a father. But he didn't say anything. After a week or so, when he came back, he was furious at me. When he had gone for the trip, the next day one of my old high school friends, who is a photographer now, came to the town for some reason. He wanted me to show him around the town so he could snap some pics. He had said it's not for work, but the town looks good. He might be able to take some good stuff out of it. I was very happy to see him. He's not an easy person to get a hold of. I drove him around the whole day. I had hugged him before he was going back. Someone had snapped a picture of that time and had sent it to my husband. Later I found out it was his aunt. She is one lazy, single and bitter woman. She puts her nose in everything. So this is what happened when he was on his trip. The day he came back, he was furious at me. He said I was cheating on him. I explained everything, but he did not believe me. I had also tried to contact my friend, but he had disappeared again. Husband's aunt came to our house and said that the authentic necklace my friend gifted me was proof I was selling myself to rich guys behind his back. This caused a big fight between me and her. I told him it's not like that at all. It's probably not even that expensive and from the country he bought it. It's just a souvenir. I'm not cheating on him. At the end, no one believed me. My husband kicked me out of the house. I was a crying mess by then. I requested him to let me stay at least the night. It was going to be dark soon. He said he's sure the baby isn't his. He wasn't with me for a month. He can't see me right now. And I will be getting the divorce papers soon too. With that, he had pushed me out. I had seriously thought I was going to fall and get hurt. My parents were out of town. I didn't have any trusted friends in the town whom I could stay the night with. I didn't have any money on me at the time either. He knew all this but still closed the door in my face. I called my brother who lived in the other town. He drove 4 hours straight. I was sitting at my house door this whole time. My husband ignored me all this time. When my brother reached there, he looked really angry. He might have done something to my husband if I hadn't pulled him away saying I was really cold and needed to get somewhere to stay ASAP. After that, husband went totally no contact with me and my family. I could only get a hold of him through his coworker Ellie. But he told him that he just needs space to heal. He didn't ask about me throughout the whole pregnancy, but he did make posts about his wife cheating on him on Facebook and posted pictures with random girls. I don't know who they are. He never answered my texts or calls. He wasn't there at the birth of my boy. He didn't even come after 3 days, even though I made sure to inform him. My brother had to go to his house and bring him. Then they did a paternity test and surprisingly, it's his. Who could have known? He's apologizing since then. I haven't shown him the baby yet. I don't think I would. He's not saying he made a mistake. He really loves me. He will make up to me. I told him I'm not buying it. He says I can't keep his baby away from him. It's his baby. He has the right to see it. So I'm the asshole for keeping his baby away from him? Am I? What the hell? Hold still for one moment. Found it. OP, you should give this to your husband. So he leaves you like you were nothing just because his aunt told him something and shown him a picture? Yeah, the picture is of you hugging a friend, but that doesn't prove anything. And now that you got what he wanted, he wants to come back into yours and the baby's lives like nothing happened? I have a solution for you and it's called child support. Yeah, and now to the next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to visit my parents after they told me to get the freak out and never come back? I, F23, had a messing falling out with my parents, M52 and F51, about 2 years ago. To set the scene, all throughout high school I was a model student, third in my class, a dozen extracurriculars, college courses, you name it. Everything went downhill when I got to college. My mom convinced me to go into fashion design instead of psychology. I enjoyed very few classes of my fashion degree and was even bullied by TAs and some of my classmates. After many failed attempts of trying to convince my parents to let me switch my degree, I ended up failing the program due to severe mental health issues. I hid this from my parents for about a year before I finally told them. Following my confession, they spent 4 hours belittling me, telling me that no one would ever hire me. I'd ruined my future, accusing me of being on drugs, telling me I was a liar, failure, manipulator, and even went as far as saying that I was just as bad as my mom's sibling who dealt, made, used hard drugs, and put their kids through heartache. I'd only recreationally smoked weed, and they didn't know that at the time. Through this conversation, I tried to leave and deny my parents my phone, and my dad told me to get the freak out of his house because he paid for it and it was his. I also had a panic attack, and my mom said in response to it, "See, this is why I believe you're on drugs. You're freaking out." The short rest of the conversation and their conditions went like this: move back home, never go back to my college town or my friends, and either get a full-time job or go into the military. I was 21 at the time and they paid for my phone and my car was in their name. They took both. When I told them I didn't want to do either of those things, opting for the community college route and back to school, saying I would pay for it all myself, they profusely denied it and told me if I left then to never bother coming back. I snuck out and ran away for the first time in my life that night. I've tried family counseling, visiting them, and talking to them through the phone. All were variations of a rehearing what a terrible person they thought I was, ignoring me or straight up laughing at my attempts to rebuild a relationship. My dad even told me at one point that he didn't care about how he made me feel because he didn't give a crap about my feelings at all. It's been a while since I've tried to communicate with them in any real capacity, and the few family members that were talking to me told me I'm the asshole for not fixing things with them because their hearts were hurt. A few side notes. This is the third or fourth time of going low or no contact with my parents because they've treated me like this countless times before. My parents' reasons for withholding contact have changed numerous times, ranging from I'm on hard drugs, which isn't true, to my mom being heartbroken. I reached out to my biological family, I'm adopted and was naturally curious and I don't speak with them anymore. I was just now able to piece my heart back together and I finally stopped crying when I think about it. I'm concerned seeing them will only yield the same results and I will just be hurt once again. So, am I the asshole for refusing to see my parents again after everything? Are you the asshole? Are you? Hell no, what can you be the asshole for? Not being on drugs, so they are right? You should just get out of there. You are 21, get a job and settle somewhere else. It's clear that they do not love you enough. And to the family members that were saying that you are the asshole, freak them, they are not in your place. They do not know how it is. And now to the last story of the video. Am I the asshole for leaving my ex and her daughter after discovering she isn't mine? I, 28M, have a 5-year-old daughter, Lily, with my ex-girlfriend Sarah, 27F. At least I thought she was my daughter. Sarah and I dated for a few years, and when she got pregnant, I was over the moon. I was excited to be a dad and took on the role wholeheartedly. From the moment Lily was born, I noticed she didn't really look like me, but I brushed it off. Babies change a lot, right? As she grew older, though, the differences became more pronounced. She had none of my features, none at all. It started to nag at me, but I pushed those thoughts aside, feeling guilty for even questioning it. A few months ago, I finally gave in to the doubt that had been gnawing at me. I ordered a paternity test without telling Sarah. When the results came back, my heart sank. I wasn't Lily's biological father. I felt like my world had been turned upside down. I confronted Sarah, and after a lot of tears and arguing, she admitted that she had cheated on me around the same time Lily was conceived. I was devastated. The little girl I'd raised and loved wasn't mine. I felt like my entire relationship with Sarah was a lie. I couldn't look at Lily the same way, knowing that her biological father was out there somewhere. I decided to leave. I packed my things and moved out, leaving Sarah and Lily behind. Since then, Sarah, her friends, and even some of my own family have been calling me an asshole for abandoning Lily. They say that biology doesn't matter, that I raised her and she sees me as her father. They accuse me of being heartless and cruel for walking away from a little girl who loves me. I get messages and calls almost daily, calling me out for my decision. It's been tough. I feel guilty because I know Lily doesn't understand why I'm not around anymore. But at the same time, I can't shake the feeling of betrayal and the constant reminder that she isn't mine. I don't know how to be there for her without feeling like a fraud. I didn't sign up to raise another man's child, especially without my knowledge. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for leaving? Should I have stayed in Lily's life despite everything? Or was I right to walk away? How, man, how? Let me get this straight. Your girlfriend goes ahead and gets pleasured by another guy, doesn't say anything and lives happy for 5 years. In this time, she gives birth to a baby that is his and lies to you that is yours? And after finding out you are the asshole for not wanting anything to do with this situation, I think I got something for your wife that I have to introduce from now on. The cure of craziness. This should be the best medicine for your wife and for your friends, because they do not think straight anymore. Yeah, final answer, you are not the asshole. Crazy, crazy people. Yeah, and unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I hope you have a good morning, evening, or night, depending on where you are. Bye.